Hi, hello, g'day, kia ora, welcome to the studio. I'm Paula from Moxy Mojo. Today is the first day of Junk Journal January for 2024. Thank you for joining me for today's prompts. Feel free to craft along or sit back and enjoy watching my take on the prompts from Meg's Journals in collaboration with Get Messy Art. So, the prompt for the 1st of January is resolutions. Now, I know what resolutions are, but to me there's something that's kind of personal. So I'm kind of betwixt and between with what I want to do with this. But we'll see how it pans out, because I do have an idea on how I want to present my resolutions but not present them, if that makes sense. So if you've seen my earlier video, I have made or decided to make for this my first ever participation in Junk Journal January, or July for that matter, an accordion style junk journal. It's the first time I've made one of these. So I'm not sure how it's going to work out. I'm sure there are going to be some pitfalls, but there's pros and cons to this style over what I class as like an ordinary journal. So I'm sure I will find them out along the way. But for now, we're going to get started in here. Now, I haven't decorated the cover as yet. I wasn't sure whether I wanted to wait until I'd done everything in here and then do the cover last or not. Because, yeah, I don't know like how important it's going to be to have a flat front cover. So I guess we're going to find out together. I also have yet to put in the prompt list, and I've got a second copy here, and also the list of the participants who will be putting out sort of official videos on each day. So in order to fit them in here, I'm going to have to chop both of them up somehow in order to fit. So that might be like a journal extra somewhere along the way. But for now, we're ignoring this page. We're working on this page. Now, my idea is that I kind of want to conceal what my resolutions are, but have like just a broad title on the front. And so my thought on this was to have like a quarter circle, one in each corner, and have sort of 4 areas of resolution, or 4 areas covered by my resolutions, if that makes more sense. And so I thought I'd fold up like full circles. So I was then looking through my paper stash for what paper I wanted to use, and I came across this stash here. Now, these are origami papers that I've had for a while now, maybe a couple of years. I bought them at Daiso here in New Zealand, and I know there's Daisos around the world, so you may be able to get them or not. But they are double-sided origami papers, and that's what I want. And of course it didn't click at the time that I was looking. All I knew was I wanted papers that I could fold easily, and I looked at some, but I thought, no, they're going to be too heavy. And it clicked after I'd picked these out that, well, they're actually designed for paper folding. So, duh, Paula, you should have thought of that sooner. That would have taken out some of the hassle of looking for other papers. So we'll put the accordion journal away for the moment. And what I'm going to start off with, so these are 5.9 inches by 5.9 or 15 centimetres by 15 centimetres, according to the pack. And I presume the pack is right. So I've picked out one of each colour that's included in the pack. And I've stared for some time trying to work out which way is up, which way is down on these, and to be honest, I think they're designed to be looked at from all angles. So I don't think I've got a right or a wrong. So I'm going to start with this one here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm using my Martha Stewart circle cutter. I'm going to cut out a 5-inch circle. So I figure that should fit on my 5.9 by 5.9 square. But what I need to do is very carefully glue this down to my cutting mat, because as I've found in the past, you need to have your paper very much secured. So I will show you one and then I will do the rest possibly off camera or just speed it up. Now I'm using this particular glue because it doesn't stick very firmly. It's almost like a repositionable glue, but not. So that will hold that on the cutting board firmly enough for me. Whoops. If I don't bend over the corner. So I just want to make sure there's my 5. That's going to be inside all edges. I will now put my blade in here and pull that out. Being very careful with this because it is incredibly sharp. And then I need to make sure I hold this cutting frame down very firmly, or else it will move. So there's one done, and we can lift this up and carefully lift this up, and then I just want to clean this off. Hopefully it will dry. I will leave this very carefully to one side so that the glue can dry, and it won't stick to itself when I come to fold it up. So let me carry on and do the rest, and I'll be back shortly. Okay, so through some trial and error, what I discovered was that rather than put a cross of glue all the way over, because this glue seems to work really well on this ultra lightweight origami paper, just put like one, because it's a triangle, just put a triangle of glue, like blob, 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 in each corner, and then press it down onto the cutting mat like normal. Then I found, because I was holding it with my left hand, to go, rather than cut clockwise, because the paper would move, if I did the cutting anti-clockwise, the movement wasn't as noticeable, and in fact it actually, when it came round, lined up perfectly. So there you go, you learn as you go. So I did recut this first one just because I can still see the glue marks on that, and that'll just go into my scrap bin for use elsewhere, as will all of these. So I have my 4 circles now cut out. and we will move that because we don't need that at the moment. Now I am going to ink these, but first of all I want to fold them up. So I'm going to fold them in half and press and fold, and I don't think I need my bone folder for this because the paper is so thin. So that's once in half. I'm then going to join these so that the fold is touching, so at perpendicular to each other. And right on the edge again, which my lighting is not helping. I would have thought it would. So there, and then the next thing I want to do is to fold this way so that my folds join, because what I'm wanting to do is to fold my circles into 8 equal segments. Maybe I should have inked first. I might try that next. So there, and then lastly we can just go and join fold to fold again. Can't see, maybe it's the yellow. And there, so that should give me, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 segments. Perfect, just what I need. So I will fold all the rest of these. Okay, so these are all folded up now. I'm going to ink them. I was going to do rusty hinge, but now I'm contemplating wild honey, because I think that's kind of closer to the colour that they've all got on them. But maybe I'll use a bit of both. But we will start with wild honey anyway and go from there. So this is a distress oxide, and I haven't really used it a lot, so we will see what it's like. You're going all the way around such a big circle. It seems to take forever. Oh, am I going to get there? Are we there yet, Mum? Are we there yet? Right. I just want a wee bit more there. Right, so can you see? Oh, yep, you can see that. When I hold it up a bit closer. So I'll just show you now with the rusty hinge on it. Okay, so there we go. I will do all the rest now and come back once they are all done. Okay, so these are all now inked inside and out. So what we are going to do now is fold them. So I'm going to fold them in half and then push the side in and down, push the other side in and down, and then flatten them like that so they become quarter circles. And I just want to make sure they're lined up there perfectly, and so they will actually sit on the page like that. bring in the journal. So now we are going to adhere these onto the page. Now, that one I think can go there. We can have that one there. That one's nicer that way. I think we'll have that red one there. Oh, I like that red there. Okay, so we have glue. Right, let's start here. So I am going to put my finger in between so that I'm not going to get glue everywhere. And look at the glue just rushing out to meet me because, surprise, surprise, it's been really hot today. We've had torrential downfalls of rain and high temperatures, so it has been incredibly humid. Alright, now I don't want to do it too close to the edge, but I do want to do it at least straight. Pull up. Alright. Trying not to get glue everywhere. Right, one. Done. Nice. Very nice. Look what I found. Isn't it perfect? Now, it didn't come like this. I've cut it out of a tea or I think it was coffee dyed paper that I made. But this was far enough in from the edge that I could get the circle cut around it. So I thought that would look perfect in the middle. So now I'm just going to ink the edges. Here we go. So we spread that out. Yep, so now I can't see that glue there. That's good. And then we're going to put this just over the top. Nice. Simple, but nice. And there, and there. That looks pretty good. I like that very much. Of course, that doesn't hold everything closed, but hey. There, alright. So, I don't actually know how to hold them closed. Maybe it'll just have to be the pressure from the book being closed will hold them closed. But what I need to do now is do a label for in the middle for my prompt, to say what prompt it is, and then I wanted to put a label on top of these four as well. And I was thinking about, so I can do individual stamps like this, or I have this big thing which I've had since Adam was a cowboy from Provo Craft, or I have this, and I don't know that that's going to be long enough for my prompt. So what's the prompt name again? Resolutions. Resolutions. Okay, so that'll fit. So there we go. I haven't used this for so long. I'm surprised it still works. And you've got to spell everything backwards with it, which makes things a bit difficult. I'm going to stamp it just to make sure. Right, and we're going to use Rusty Hinge to see what that looks like. And let's try this one. This is my thinnest one. Though maybe I want that for the other. Let's try this one. Yeah, that side will do. Right, so now so here we go. Can I stamp in a straight line? Don't know if I need to rock it or not, but I did. Resolutions. That's not too bad. Right. If we take our scissors and chop it down, what's it going to look like? Right, you can go out the way because we don't need you now. Okay, so I think I just need to trim along the bottom. Mainly just to get rid of the extra colour that's there from whatever I cut it off. And then we shall go around here in the yellow, our wild honey. It's nice to use some inks that I wouldn't normally use too, and I encourage you to do that. Alright, whoops, I need a bit more. That's better. Alright. Resolutions, yep. I'm not going to think about it too much. I am just going to go with it. I'm not going to worry about the fact that this bottom isn't straight, properly straight. That's fine. So we've got that there. So now I need to make my labels for each of my circles. So it's just going to be exactly the same thing, probably using the same stamp, and I will come back to you once that is all done. Okay, I've stamped the 4 areas that I want to have for my resolutions. Stamped them using the exact same alphabet stamp, and stamped with the Distress ink and Rusty Hinge, and then I've gone around the outside in the Wild Honey and Rusty Hinge. So now I am just going to adhere them onto each of the circles so that they're then ready for my resolutions when I write them. Adding this little bit of weight on top of the circles just seems to be holding them down, which is perfect. And basically I'm just following the centre line there and kind of centering them between the edge of the circle and the point. Right, now that one I think it just needs a wee bit of pressing, but I mean once they've been sitting with the journal closed for a wee bit, they'll be fine. So now I just need to write my resolutions in my book and then we will be done. Okay, so that has got 4 resolutions written in there. I am really pleased with the way this has turned out. I think it looks really cool. I'm happy with how it's come together. I don't think it's going to take up too much space, which is a good start, but it's achieved what I want to do in that I've got my resolutions written down, so I do feel accountable for them, but there's also some sort of element of privacy to them in that they are hidden from view, at least from the first instance. So love the way the paper worked, love how this is all fit together. Looking forward to seeing what comes about with the next 30 odd prompts, and also seeing what everyone else creates, because this is kind of a hard one for me. So looking forward to seeing what else is out there. And I will see you back again tomorrow in the studio for the next prompt in Junk Journal January. Bye for now.